Good evening and welcome to the Shadows of New Orleans. Tonight we are joining our friend Dresser as he visits a underground rock club known as the Dungeon. Dresser received some leads on this after getting involved in other activities and was asked to stop by before the club opens one evening so that they could discuss privately what it is that this gentleman might be able to do for Dresser. It's the dungeon is quite literally an underground back alley club. You turn down an unmarked alley, go down a set of stairs, and the only signage is on the door at the bottom of the stairs, where it walks into the lower level of a fairly large building. When you first walk in, it's a typical rock bar and lounge. There's a stage set up on one end, a couple of tables, area for kind of a mosh pit, that sort of thing. And then behind the bar on both ends are heavy solid doors that are listed as VIP only. So when you would arrive, you'd be greeted by this gentleman.
Dresser walks over to him and goes, "What you doing?"
Good evening to you, sir.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I was like, me and you had a chat. I was wearing the same outfit you're wearing right now. There was a lot of people involved. You know what I'm talking about?
I do. It's well, I'd say it's not a face you forget, but I'd be lying if I pretended that was the only part we were looking at.
Hey, I do what I do. I do what I can do. I do what I can do. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, I'm just a little country boy from the trim, trying to get what I can. Trying to get what I can.
Well, I'd say you're certainly getting it.
When there's opportunity, I strike. I'm an opportunistic man. Ain't no reason to pass up good stuff when. 1 second. So, what did you want to say to me?
Oh, well, I'm not sure it's necessarily a matter of say. It is to share some opportunities, as it were. Extend an invitation.
To what?
He turns around and says, well, just some lifetime VIP membership.
Why me?
Well, it pertains to the particulars of the event that we encountered one another at.
Oh. I mean, I'm interested. I mean, so what do I got to do?
Well, first, I got to understand a little bit more about about your particular interest, because we do have people who come here, and of course everybody's here to pursue their interests and enjoy themselves, but we do have to have some boundaries for everyone's safety.
I just like to bang and have people watch, but hopefully more than one person. That's it.
Yeah. Says, well, that does make it easier.
I'm a simple guy.
Yeah. Says, well, we've got a particular challenge we're fond of here.
Okay.
And it works best with an audience.
Right.
Says, well, you know,
John, am I sensing hoodoo off of this dude? Can I make a sense hoodoo roll?
You certainly could.
Oh, let me get to rolls.
You are using some skills or a magical site. Okay. Well, that way I know what variety of information you're going to obtain.
I got nothing. On that roll, I will roll perception plus awareness.
Sure.
Awareness works if he's got any kind of hoodoo going on.
All right. Well, he's definitely got something unusual about him. You're not quite sure what exactly, but
He just asked him. He goes, "Look, man, what are you?"
He gestures to the door behind him and he says, I am the kind of individual who understands desire and temptation.
Player, like, can you just answer the question?
He looks around and says, well, I suppose. We are, after all, in the privacy of this home. Technically, I am two people, but primarily I am a spirit.
Huh?
A man wished for certain things. In an exchange, offered himself to me.
And you just took him up on the offer?
I gave him his desires, and in return, he gave me a physical shell to inhabit.
So you're a spirit. You're not like a real person.
Correct. Well, the me you are talking to is a spirit. The physical me you see before you is the man who shares his body with me.
I'm gonna roll again at a higher diff because this sounds like horseshit to Dresser. Successes that time.
And that was for awareness again?
No, that was magic. That was Prime 1 hoodoo looking at things.
Perfect. He does appear to be a possessed human.
I'm like, what in the So is the dude dead?
No, we think of it as a timeshare.
Trip out. I'm a mage.
That does support the abilities you had. It's someone who's either well, that's true. It does happen, although not as often as men would like to tell themselves.
Oh no, I cheat like a mug because why not? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I'm a spirit of desire. I'm pretty sure that's the definition of cheating in this one.
Oh, for real though, you cheat more than I am. I'm just saying. How come you? Out of character, this happened. Does this happen after the stone meeting?
What's that?
Out of character, does this happen after the meeting on the stone where I did all the stuff there?
Yes. Your meeting with the master would be after the Pagan Fest.
So how come you weren't at the festival thing?
Well, I did poke my head out a little bit, but there were other spirits there that I felt it prudent to not interfere. It's just after all their city and their territory.
Yeah, I got possessed too. It was messed up though. I don't remember much of it.
Roll me a let's go with a perception awareness.
No successes.
None?
Yep, 0.
Alrighty. He says, well, it, as I said, was a event geared towards those who control this city, and I mean, merely play in it.
Yeah, I made lots of blood brothers that night. There was an old black dude. There was an Asian dude. There was all kinds of dudes.
Well, it's certainly certainly a lot of liberal sharing taking place that night.
Well, these things happen.
It's true. I'm not denying that.
All right. So what are we talking here? So I just show up here, do the thing, and everything's everything. Like you don't like you're not gonna try and like hurt nobody with your little superpowers, are you?
No, of course not. We keep everything safe. In fact, we have proper licensing to ensure that we have clean, safe environment.
You want me to wash the place, don't you?
No, he says. I think you'll enjoy this one though. And he says, but perhaps it'll be easier if you see the venue.
I don't know. We talking about the venue now. We gonna talk about the venue. So, all right, bump it. Let's go.
He'll lead you through one of the VIP doors, and you're standing on a like the lower level of the rest of this building. And outside, it looks like it's a couple-story apartment building. Inside, you can see it's pretty much wide open all the way to the top, about 4 stories up, and there's balconies. And he gestures and he says, balconies can be reserved for private groups. They can be open to the public where you allow anyone in. We have guard staff that that you can contract if you just want to screen people coming in. To get into the VIP club, you do have to prove safe health. Yes, that you provide documentation just showing that you're not carrying anything to put our other customers at risk. And then he gestures and he says, but for the main events, well, that's when it gets fun. He motions and he says, you see, we've got on either side there those large cages. You know, the bottom is a clear plastic plexiglass polymer, not going to break. And believe me, I've tried. Meanwhile, the bars are made of a standard, similar to a corrections level steel. Chain supports, everything's properly anchored, but they are motor driven.
Okay.
So the way our nice little competition works is we start on the bottom. 2 competitors, typically male, although we have had some females, and believe me, that's a whole different kind of show. Public night, typically we like to do a Friday or Saturday night when it's busy in here, that sort of thing. And before it starts, you kind of go in, get yourself ready, show off a little bit. Our members can place bets on who's going to win. And then comes the fun part. Because, you see, you're allowed the limited criteria of gender preference. And they buy themselves a ticket and head it to a balcony. Well, the lowest balcony is the lowest price ticket. Highest price tickets are the top balcony. They are given 20 minutes, 15 minutes roughly, get their tickets, get up to their balcony. Then we raise the cages. Top balcony. Every ticket holder comes in, one at a time or all at once. And when they are all done, and that balcony is completed, you're lowered to the next balcony. When that balcony is completed, so on and so forth. 4 balconies.
It's an endurance test.
That's the first half, the endurance test. But the other part is top balcony sales close when your cage is on the top balcony. The rest stay open. So people are buying tickets for the second, third, and fourth balconies while you're at the top one. So part of that challenge is when you get to the bottom, or if you tap out, who sold the most tickets? Who put out the appeal? Who put on the show that drew the biggest interest to them? And then, of course, tickets get half and half. House gets half, you get half.
Of course. So it's kind of like a way to make money. It's kind of a way to get your rock off. It's kind of a way to do a lot of things.
Exactly. Everybody makes a little profit. Everybody gets to have fun. For those people who maybe like to get in on the fun but aren't looking to get in on the challenge, that maybe that's a little too much, well, for a small fee, they can get in on the party.
What do you get out of it?
He says, well, half goes to the house. I'm the one that runs the house.
No, I mean, like, you inside you, do you, like, take something from that?
Not directly, no, but I've been known to compete a time or two.
You mess around with a Rossiana master in here. Just saying.
The other advantage, I guess indirectly, is that the me that I share with, his house here, his body, well, if it stokes his desire, that empowers me. So while I might not get anything directly from the show itself, he does, and I get something from him.
Bet.
Stronger.
All right.
I happen to be the more I can motivate people to get involved, mind you. Not that we ever force anyone or manipulate them, but what we can do is perhaps encourage them. Someone who is interested but hesitant, we can bolster their confidence, that sort of thing. What I don't like to do is simply inflame the passions to the point that it overrides their sense, because to me that just it feels
like cheating.
Right. Well, and it lacks the true genuine passion. Then if I stoke it and they're there simply because of me, there's a greatly reduced appeal.
So
And
I'll
it
see you
tends
Tuesday.
to fall flat. Tuesday would work for me.
Damn.
I can certainly make sure we have a crowd, especially after the event you put on at the Endless Night, and maybe somebody happened to spread some tales from your escapades at the Pagan Fest. I'll have to ask around. You know, just
Damn.
like
If you trying to tell me I got to,
just like anything else. Well, that's what we have to work on, isn't it?
I can see we're going to become fast friends.
I think that friendship will be both pleasurable and beneficial for both of us, financially and otherwise.
I'm just if you jump in your body, maybe I'm not ready for that yet. You have a beer. You know what I'm saying?
Well, of course, I'm not looking to move into someone else's house, and why would I when I've spent so much time building this one?
I feel you though.
So, any other specific VIP membership does include a open bar as well. Thought I'd mention that. Reduced price tickets to our rock shows out front because, believe it or not everyone comes here just for the back room.
I'm not on the stand.
I know it puzzles me too a little bit, but well, music is passion too. So there are.
Hey, I toured with a band for a year. I know what you're talking about.
There are other perks as well, so we certainly want to make sure you get the full benefit of your opportunities with us.
Well, I am down. This IG is not playing no games. Besides, I gotta make the outside world as tight as the inner world. You feel me?
Yeah, licenses, of course. All a matter, however, of getting people new experiences.
And taking them beyond the boundaries, pushing the limits of everything. You know what I'm saying?
I do indeed.
I'll be here Tuesday. You know what I'm saying?
I look forward to it.
Look forward to seeing you too, player.
Have yourself a good evening. Be sure to enjoy it.
Oh, I will, most definitely. I'm just gonna watch today. Take advantage of these half price. You know what I'm saying?
There are. I'm sure it will still be an experience. I don't know that we have any competitions today, but we do have a couple of guests visiting who are.
Catch anybody doing some stuff that's not kosher, I'll come get you first. I'm not gonna put a hurt on them. This is your spot. Deal?
Well, we appreciate that. We do have some areas back here that are dedicated to those people who like to push certain boundaries. We recognize
that's your thing. They can do
a safe way to do it.
But if I see somebody doing some stuff they ain't supposed to be doing, I'm gonna let you know. Give you a good 5 minutes. Then if you don't do something, I'm gonna do something.
I have never had anyone violate our policies or our guests more than once. Let me put it that way.
Okay, then. This is my kind of place. I was in a place in Amsterdam didn't have those type of safeguards. I learned that the hard way when I was first in the game. You know what I'm saying? I was first in the game. You know.
Yeah, well, those kind of places do exist, unfortunately, and my goal is to try and change that. First, by leading with example, and second, by a level of legitimacy. As I said, we get the place inspected. We do our paperwork, our due diligence for customers' benefit, and that allows us to operate within legal realms. and hopefully
Probably
that
got a
can
couple friends that like to come to the low places, their jobs in high places. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's true too, and we do have a policy that permits masked guests. They do have to provide identification, of course, at the entrance. We have private entrance for those who wish to remain anonymous. Simply that they
Hey man, stay dirt, let them do it.
well, again, we recognize both sides of the well, we aim for legitimacy. We are still getting there, and there's still people who have certain feelings about what we do. So we attempt to compromise for everyone's benefit.
Man, I'm down.
Well, and enjoy the shows, and look forward to Tuesday.
I'll be here, play.
So we'll try not to get anyone too challenging for you.
Yeah, baby steps, bro. Baby steps. You know what I'm saying?
And he will offer a hand and
He'll shake his hand.
tell you if you need anything else. Just feel free to let the staff know. Otherwise, if you need him directly, they can locate him as well.
All right.
And he will go off to basically open up for the night as business starts to trickle in.
All right, he'll go chill. He'll go just chill and just hang out there for the rest of the night. He won't really bother anybody, but he'll just kick it in the corner, sipping on a glass of milk.
Perfect. All right. Well, if there's nothing specific otherwise he wants to do, I will go ahead and wrap this up.
Cool.
All right. This has been a Shadows of New Orleans, a mage side scene for Dresser. Thank you, players, for playing and watchers for watching.